Well, we are back on the UNF campus. We're going to check back in with Cheyenne to see how he took on the Vystar Savings Challenge. I'm here with Kevin Brown. And Kevin, you actually met him when he was in high school, right?
Absolutely. So I am the school program advisor for Vystar Credit Union, and Cheyenne was a student intern for our Vystar Academy of Business at Jean Ribault High School. Cheyenne had the opportunity of not just being an intern, earning money, learning how banking systems work, but also learning financial education.
He's living at home, but he has lofty goals of wanting to become an architect in Atlanta. And obviously the cost of living and all that is so different from here to there. And you've kind of been working with him over this last month, which I cannot believe it's already been a month, but he's doing well, right?
Taking him through what it looks like to be an adult. But not just to be an adult, but to be an adult living on your own.
Right, self-sustaining.
In Atlanta. And so understanding that the cost of living is completely different, Florida and Georgia. I believe because Cheyenne was a part of the process of creating a budget and a plan, he's been able to be consistent. And that's been the whole focus this whole time, is start small, be consistent.
Right, and I love the game that you guys played too, because I think that was the reality check that he needed, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I see him walking up right there, so let's find out how he's really doing. Hey, Cheyenne, we're over here. Well, Cheyenne, how has it been since we've last seen you with the challenge?
It's been great. Nice to meet you all again.
Yeah, good to see you. So I know that one of your big challenges was kind of getting that reality check that Kevin really got you to kind of hone in on and figure out, you know, what you need to do to get to Atlanta and to thrive there. So what were some of the things that you learned?
A lot of things that I learned, I was able to learn about the cost of moving, the cost of housing. Got to take in account that we have traffic in Atlanta, so it's going to be a lot of gas wasting just sitting in traffic. And I got to also thinking about just the actual moving cost of getting all my stuff to Atlanta. So those are a lot of things that I was able to research and learn more about, so I could put together a real strict budget for myself.
Yeah, so do you feel a little bit more empowered now after working with Kevin?
Definitely feel a lot more empowered, I have a lot more knowledge about where I'm gonna be going and how much money I would need, just a specific budget to get to where I'm supposed to be.
Right, so Kevin, tell us a little bit about some of the things that you did go through so that he does have that knowledge now.
So during the time that we did the reality check, we talked through housing. If Cheyenne was looking for a studio apartment, whether that was, you know, in the city, outside the city, there's different cost variables you have to look at. In addition to that, you have your streaming services, you have utilities you have to consider. There's food costs, right? Because you're not living with mom, so you can't eat like a grown man living with mom. You have to, you know, budget for how much you want to eat. And then going out, because we know that he has the Jordan collection, so we wanted him to continue to, again, have the lifestyle that he wants, but making sure that it is practical and he has the budget that supports it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. How has the shopping and spending been?
Oh, it's been great. You know, I've gave myself an even more strict and tighter budget for myself. So just in this 1 month, I only purchased one pair of shoes.
Whoa,
Congratulations.
whoa, whoa.
So that's a big step in the right direction. So I've been able to save a lot more money and manage my spending and just keep a tighter budget.
All right, so you've got the reality check, you've got your budgeting down. Savings is, of course, a huge deal. So what are some of the things you worked with him on that, and how have you been able to do that?
When you think about moving, there's a savings and a budget for that, but as we talked about during that reality check, emergencies happen. So we call it life happens, and so even the idea around that is wanting to save at minimum $1,000. So that has been the goal, and that doesn't happen overnight. It happens with small deposits, but consistent deposits into that savings account.
And you feel pretty good about that consistent saving and budgeting?
Definitely. So I've set up in my account to where a specific portion of my check gets put into my savings account, which is allowing me to get to that rainy day fund and also put my goals to move into Atlanta.
Yeah, and do you think that that made it a little easier to put it in that kind of like that automatic mode so you don't even really have to think about it?
Definitely, because you know, a lot of times we get so caught up into what we have in our account, but when it's specifically taken out right when you get it, then you just feel like it's not even there.
Yeah, you just like don't even notice it, and then you see that savings account going up and up and up.
And that was the goal, you know, not to try to save so much money at one time, but be consistent, be intentional about what you're looking to do. Because he was able to do that, I believe he's a bit more intentional about the efforts that he's making to ensure that he's not just saving, but he's budgeting to really achieve that goal.
Right.
To becoming an architect and moving to Atlanta.
Right. So what do you think his next steps would be to just continue what he's doing? Does he need to incorporate any more financial fitness tools?
I would say that you can always incorporate financial fitness tools. It's only going to help you. So now that we have budgeting and we have savings down pat, maybe we need to start looking at what credit building looks like. That would be the next step.
Okay, and then once you get that, then let's grow that money, right?
Correct.
You can do it all.
So how to invest your money.
Right.
So they're just different steps to advancing your financial fitness.
Well, now that you've been working with Kevin and Vystar, you got all the financial fitness tools and resources you need to move forward. How do you feel about your future?
I feel great about my future. You know, with all these financial tools and resources, I'm able to put them into play and now invest my money, not only invest my money, but be really intentional with my savings and budgeting.
And no surprises there. If there are any, you'll be prepared.
Definitely.
Well, if you would like to learn more about Vystar's financial fitness tools and resources, you can head to vystarcu.org.